Welcome, my name is Amanda. I am a student in the CSI learning community. Our theme, CSI, stands for Community of Student Investigators. This year, we focused on our investigative and research skills, making connections from individual classes and connecting them to what we learned from all of our classes and group research presentations. We had the opportunity to participate in field trips to enhance our learning experiences as first-year learning community students. I invite you to listen to our involvement with the experiences with our learning community that enhanced our learning and participation as a community of student investigators.
When we went on some of our field trips for the learning community, I viewed things a certain way, and I think that like talking about like males and females, a female could view it in a different way than I do because two different genders and perception is different.
Well, the CS5 mission is debunking common sense, and with entertainment and media, a lot of times people are thrown into advertisement and buying things. So with the knowledge to debunk common sense, you are able to identify what stores want you to appeal to certain items or certain brands.
In the learning community, we really did a lot about investigations and first-hand experiences and really going out like in the fields and like good field trips and stuff. So I think that that would be related to media and stuff, because being a teenager always exposed to the media, it kind of gave me a different perception of it, like almost like a deeper thought of it. So kind of like investigating my surroundings a lot more.
Well, when you're in the learning community, I feel like it's easier on you because there's smaller classes, you have all the same people in your classes. It's easier to, get around and study with people, get better grades.
I think some of them are a little challenging, but it's not too bad because in the learning community, you know everybody, so it's like you have people to study with that also know kind of like what they're doing, and if you need help, you can always ask.
I think that like once you start to use sociological imagination, that you begin to think more about like what happens in like social issues. Like before you even take a sociology class, like if you think about social issues such as poverty, you think that people are like poor because of their own misfortune. But like once you think about the sociological imagination and how people got there, you think about like what made them become poor.
Race, class, and gender shape perception and experiences because we already have our thoughts of the race and gender from our environment or where we went to school. So it kind of pushes us back from thinking outside the box or thinking different.
I feel like how you grow up and how your family raises you, that being like whatever gender you are or whatever race you come from, it enhances how you view other things, I guess. So basically how you're raised, you see different things differently, I guess.
It kind of affected my way of thinking, answering that question, because in CWP 101 with Professor Ed Taylor, we had to read a lot of texts about people, place, and space. And those texts kind of open up things that you never knew about. Like we talked about electronics, climate change, and other sorts of environment issues. And those articles or essays kind of brought up an idea that you didn't actually know before reading it. So it kind of changed my way of thinking about that question.
In mathematics, we learned the 10 golden rules. And one of the rules that stuck with me was keep an open mind. If I kept an open mind, even if it's something that I don't know or if I'm new to it, if I just try it and learn it, then maybe I'll like it.
In my math course, we have Professor Haji Kandi, and he's always talking about finding patterns. And I feel like since our learning community is CSI, they tie in very well. Everything we do in math revolves around the learning community, and it helps us a lot to find, do research and things like that.
Mr. Haji Kandi, he taught us 10 life lessons, and they basically dealt with getting through life, I suppose. So that kind of helped me. Like example of one was like seek the essential, meaning like seek the important part or find the important part of whatever you're doing.
Well, not only do we look for patterns, but for the life lessons, he's taught us to break like difficult problems down into simpler ones. So it would help not only in math, but like other things like our research project. Like, because we had a topic on pornography and it was such a wide subject, like you could do anything on it, and we had to break it down into gender and how males and females viewed the other after watching it.
Well, I think the biggest thing really was I honestly had no idea that Buffalo has so many interesting so many interesting parts of history that you don't even realize until you visit them and you see it with your own eyes.
Well, my favorite trip that we went on was the play, Ruined.
From going to Graycliff, I really like going on that trip because I'm from around here, but I've never actually been to Graycliff, and it was nice to kind of see something that had such importance in Buffalo's culture.
My favorite field trip was the Underground Railroad one because I loved our tour guide. I thought she was so into it, and she kind of made me feel into it.
We saw the play Ruined. It really opened my eyes because I don't know what else is going on in the world. Like, I just know what's going on in America. And I really liked it. I thought that it was something lighter than what we have been doing, even though the play was kind of heavy and gritty because of where it is and in the Congo and all that stuff. But I really liked it. I enjoyed that field trip. It was kind of more laid back, and I was out late on Elmwood, so it was cool.
Roycroft trip, actually, because it was so cool. I loved the arts and crafts part of it. I loved the museum part. The museum curators, they were fantastic. I absolutely loved them. It really tied in with everything we were learning, with the learning community too as well. I mean, in BSc, we read City of Light, and that really made the book come alive.
Well, my research presentation was about domestic violence linked to animal abuse, and basically my group was showing how domestic violence can lead, how animal abuse can link to domestic violence.
We did the youth perception on the opposite sex after observing pornography. And we found out that it both changes males and females' perception, even though like society says it's like shunned upon that. But we found that people still do it, and it does change their perception.